Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where I want to talk to you about Empty Daydream, the song by LOVEBITES that is not new. I'm not going to make that mistake again. Why am I reviewing a not new song? Because, check the phone, I got a reply to my review of Shadowmaker, which I really liked, by someone called Funny Railroad Crossing, that's a wonderful name, who suggested a few songs for me to check out, and I thought, well, this is a nicely written comment, so I'm going to go into them, and I checked all three of them. None of them had a music video as far as I'm aware, so I went with the first one he listed, which was called Empty Daydream. Here we are. What did I think of the song? Well, I am going to compliment this song. I'm going to say I like it, but the way that I'm going to compliment it, you might consider to be a bit insulting. We're going to see what you think of the word I'm going to use. First things first, I should point out, obviously, I've now listened to, we've reviewed, I think, 3 songs by LOVEBITES on this channel. The first one was in 2019, then another one in 2021, then 2022. We're not exactly rushing through the list. I like their sound as a band. Obviously, you guys might know, if you've been following this channel for a while, I've really been into bands like Bandmade before, who I know the fans and the LOVEBITES fans don't always see eye to eye, but I'm really liking LOVEBITES. And this song kind of gets, although it might not be my favourite LOVEBITES song thus far, it gets to one of the things I like about them. Now here's the word that I'm going to say that is going to make a lot of you really switch off this review. Are you ready? It's well played, that's not the thing, but it is well played, it's well written, it's nicely mixed, and the thing that I really like about it is it's a little bit cheesy. In a good way. Now here's the thing. I have said before that I kind of like songs that have a certain cheesy aspect, because cheesy doesn't necessarily mean bad, it just kind of means it has an aspect that isn't taking itself too seriously. Yes, this is a song that you can really rock out to, I feel it's got emotion in it as well, but it has an anthemic quality that calls back to those big arena metal songs in a way that you can imagine everyone singing along to. It's not really doing anything particularly complicated. I mean, from the very intro, the bit which comes in first, the very first thing you hear is basically 2 chords backwards and forwards. The chorus itself, that's a melody that isn't exactly going to blow your mind if you see it written on paper, but it just kind of works. It's got a sing-along quality. It feels like it's supposed to be big and dramatic more than technical. And the reason why I picked that word cheesy is because there's certain things about the way it uses, like there's some keyboard sounds in the side. Again, I really like when bands add, especially rock bands who are very guitar focused, they add other instruments in there just to break it up, just to give a little bit more in that sonic sea that is so much consumed by guitar. They add little things that add a bit of flavour to it. I love when they do that. It's in there, but it's a little bit cheesy. Something about this, it kind of, what was going through my head when I first heard it is I was thinking about songs like, okay, not arena metal, but imagine songs like, again, you're going to switch off the video so quickly, One and Only by Chesney Hawks. Okay, this is nothing like One and Only by Chesney Hawks in so many ways. And yet I was thinking, when you think about that song, I'm sure you've probably heard it. If you haven't, go quickly check it and you'll go, oh, that one. That song it sounds big, it sounds dramatic, but it's kind of on the overly cheesy side. The pop quality of it overtakes it a little bit. It's one of those songs where we can all go, yeah, when you hear it, it's kind of rousing. It makes you go, yeah, but at the same time, it makes you a little bit embarrassed. What bands like LOVEBITES can do is they can take that anthemic quality where you're kind of rocking out, but you're also smiling at the same time and going, yeah, this is a little bit, you know, I don't know exactly what the word is. Someone tell me if you can think of a good word for this, but something that is anthemic in a way that is also kind of deliberately over the top. I guess you could say hyperbolic. It can do that, but also you can say with having proper musicians involved, not just session musicians, and musicians who are involved in the writing, you can add things like the bridge this song has, which is a proper rock bridge, so you can rock out better. It isn't just someone singing something anthemic over a fairly generic session musician played backing. It's something where it actually has a quality. It also has a singer who really can belt out a vocal performance that both is fun and has a poppy catchiness, but also is something where when you sing along to it, you can recognize, hey, this isn't just something any karaoke singer can do. You really need to have the lungs to belt something out like that. This is a quality I like. I don't want this kind of music to take itself too seriously. Yes, you want it to have an emotion that's convincing, and this is something that is rousing. Like I say, it's something that can get the blood pumping, but it's not asking you to take it so seriously as oh, this is some big dramatic thing. It's something that you can have fun to whilst rocking out with. And if you're going to be a big band like this, if you're going to have the theatrical quality that a band like this has with the big dresses and all of all that kind of stuff, you need to also have a little bit of humility in having fun with your music. This is a very roundabout way of explaining why I like this song. I really do like it. Now, I've got a few notes on that. Well, now, actually, I'm going to quickly go back to one thing. One of the things that just proves how much it manages to nail that pop quality whilst also being played as a convincing metal song is the fact that the last chorus has the atypical key change. We used to call that, I mean, if you're European and you know of the Eurovision Song Contest, which has kind of changed in recent years, but used to just be Europop being laid out, everyone trying to do the most catchy Europop song. Every song that won that for a very long period of time had a key change in the last chorus, because that's what you do. It's like, we've got a big anthemic thing, we need to milk it more, have a key change. But what they do so well here is not only did they do that, but they slightly changed the chord pattern underneath. They added descending elements to the chord pattern after the key change, and they kind of really highlight that in a way that it's something that you need a proper musician, you need a proper band to really carry something like that and think, hey, we're not just going to do a key change, we're actually going to write something that has a musical depth to it underneath that also. So, yes, I really like this. Points that I would perhaps be critical of, as much as I really like the production and mixing of Love Bites songs, I felt that intro, that 2-chord bit where it goes backwards and forwards, it did have a bit of a problem with the mixing, and that when it comes in, especially for a song like this is so rousing and anthemic, you expect it to really grab you. However, when it came in, that 2-chord just moving backwards and forwards thing was the primary focus. The guitar seemed to be trying to play a lead riff, but it was turned down quietly and stuck in the right hand side, and then you had the sort of keyboard strings were in the left-hand side, also kind of quiet, so nothing was really taking the lead. When you think these big anthemic songs, usually they have a big anthemic lead bit at the beginning. I mean, again, using those 80s arena examples, think about something like The Final Countdown by Europe. I keep on going back to Europe. I don't know why Europe has come up the word Europe has come up so many times in this review. Anyway, they always have that big anthemic thing, so I felt this lacked the initial grab it really needed to be that kind of big anthem, but by the end, and especially the way they turned that last chorus, they had the key change, they had the nice little musical sort of down step in the chord pattern, all of those things. By the end, if you sit there and you live with it, it's a really good anthemic song. I loved it. I felt it had all of the qualities that tick that kind of pop fun vibe to me. It also had enough depth to it that it could take it seriously emotionally. It had the good musicianship in it that made it really stand out as being a proper band song that you can respect. And it had that mix and production that are always so good with Love Bites. Although, like I say, I do have some minor criticisms about how the intro was handled. Fantastic stuff. I'm really liking this. I'm getting more into them. I am hoping to, if you guys are going to give me more suggestions on Love Bites, try to give me as much variation as possible. I know people often always suggest the big popular songs, and sometimes they can be of a type. So do feel free to show me if there's a Love Bites song that is really kind of very different from the rest, just so I can get a taste for that. But this was different enough that it certainly has put itself in a certain place in the roster of songs I've heard by them so far, as short as it may be, and I will be checking out more by them soon. I might be going back to this wonderfully provided list. But until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, write your comments below, all the social media stuff, subscribe, blah blah blah, and for now, ciao ciao.